Harrow Council is to launch legal proceedings against the Mayor of London and the Metropolitan Police over plans to close the borough's last police station front desk. The council's called it short-sighted. The Met said the money could be better spent. Thomas McGill has more.
So this is Pinner Police Station,
right,
where I do my volunteering.
Yeah. And right in the heart of the community.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maxine has been helping to run the front desk at Pinner Police Station as a volunteer for 3 years and says it's a vital part of the community.
With a support and a face for the police, for the local community, for the vulnerable, the elderly, and we are free of charge. So all walks of life can come in and we are very much trained to deal with them.
But it's now due to close along with 9 others across London as part of the Mayor and Met's attempt to save £260 million. Once the front desk here at Pinner Police Station closes and the one at Harrow a few miles away, there will be no face-to-face space for members of the public who want to speak to a police officer directly, report a crime or seek assistance. And for many, that's worrying.
It's such an important part of Pinner that you're also closing a building to the public realm and you're just taking another stitch out of society.
I'm all for keeping them open.
And do you understand the Mayor's decision to close one, particularly one that's run by volunteers, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I don't understand that logic at all, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Harrow Council has launched legal action against the Mayor and Met in a bid to save the service.
We don't want to do this. We want to find a solution. We want to find a way forward that does what you need to do in terms of saving money, but also provides a front desk counter for the people of Harrow.
The Mayor says he will respond to Harrow in due course, whilst the Met says the move will help free up resources. Thomas McGill, BBC London.
Communities across the capital have been marking Remembrance Sunday. Like many places here at Deptford, the last post was played. This was the scene in Cheam at the War Memorial. Also in Windrush Square, a special service was held honouring Caribbean and African service personnel. Now, there are more than 600 historic sites across London at risk of neglect, decay or inappropriate development, according to Historic England. The at-risk register is a snapshot of the health of our heritage, but it isn't all bad news, as Wendy Hurrell reports.
The Hill Garden Pergola on Hampstead Heath was built in the early 20th century by Lord Leverhulme, a man who made an extraordinary fortune making soap.
This was his London house, just up there. It survives. And he built this beautiful garden to entertain, to enjoy. And remarkably, for a private garden, it's now open to the public.
Yeah. But it's had 100 years of weather and wear.
We have a fundraiser, we have a particular fund, we are a charity, and we are looking for other people to come in who may love this place as much as we do, to contribute to that.
There are 20 other London sites added to the Historic England at-risk register this year, but 20 more have been removed. Upminster Tithe Barn in Havering has had repairs to the timber frame and thatch roof. A former weaver's cottage on Redchurch Street in Shoreditch has been saved too. And in Bruce Grove in Haringey, this Edwardian toilet has had a new lease of life.
Who would have been standing on this step, say, 100 years ago?
So what's really interesting is that this part of the building was built for men. So this is the way down to the gents' loos, built in 1910. By 1920, 10 years later, everything had changed, of course, for big historical events happening. And they built a lovely arts and crafts cottage facility at ground level here, which is where more women's toilets were provided. So it might look like a subterranean Edwardian glazed tile basement down here, but in fact, it's a little nugget of social history in Tottenham.
London's heritage is a source of pride for many. The at-risk register, often the first step towards bringing old buildings back to life in communities. Wendy Hurrell, BBC London.
The capital took centre stage today as thousands of people lined the streets to remember those who lost their lives in conflict. 10,000 veterans and family members watched the parade in Whitehall today. Callum Fairhurst met just a few of the many veterans from London as they paid their respects.
Remembering those who served and sacrificed. "10,000 veterans and family members took to the streets of London for remembrance at the cenotaph. Among those, ex-serviceman Rudolph Champagny from King's Cross, who was invited after raising £750,000 by selling poppies.
I've lost a few of my friends, so I'm here today to keep their memory alive and to march with pride as I remember the services and the ultimate sacrifice which they are given for our country.
Wreaths were laid by His Majesty the King, the Prime Minister, and even former Air Force Sergeant Graham Grady from Penge. He was dismissed from the forces for being gay. He never thought he would get the chance to be here today.
To be at the Royal British Legion March Past is just a huge honour, and even more so for myself because I've been asked to actually be the wreath bearer for Fighting with Pride. To be able to bring this wreath and lay it on behalf of all LGBT community, it makes me speechless when I think about it.
Some of the last surviving World War II veterans marched today, as well as veterans from across London boroughs. Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth Betty from Putney took part in honour of family and fallen friends.
Very sort of proud to be here with a whole load of veterans, getting together, I think remembering about their service and duty and recent conflicts like Afghanistan and Iraq, but also I think a chance to reflect on those who came before us. We're sort of standing on the shoulders of giants.
Today was a chance for people to remember and pay their respects to those past and present. Callum Fairhurst, ITV News.
Away from the service in Whitehall, there were remembrance events across London today, including a special parade in Brixton's Windrush Square. People paid tribute to African and Caribbean men and women who served in the British Armed Forces during both World Wars and subsequent conflicts. To other news now, and a man has been charged after an alleged hit and run left a woman fighting for her life. The collision happened on Southend Lane in Lewisham last Friday. 38-year-old Michael McLaughlin was arrested in Northern Ireland and then brought to South London by police. He was then charged with causing serious injury by dangerous driving and failing to stop after a road traffic collision. He's to appear at Bromley Magistrates Court tomorrow.